Exira-EHK gets the win over Nottoway Valley. You guys were down 8 a couple of times in the first quarter, and then scored the final 7 of that first, and then 4 straight in the second quarter. What did you guys need to do to get on track?
Oh, I think we just had to settle down a little bit and take some better shots. Some of those ones that we missed early, we were taking quick shots and maybe not exactly on balance, or maybe making an extra pass or something like that. I thought we settled for some shots early that we could have made them play a little more defense, maybe got a little better shots. So, but they were tough. Our guys got a little impatient out there in the perimeter because we weren't able to get the ball inside because they were obviously trying to make sure that didn't happen. So, but all in all, we got a few in transition and made a couple threes go through and kind of got back to them there. We settled down a little bit. In the second quarter, we kind of played ball.
They had Avery Philippi with 11 points at the half, and you guys were able to prevent him from being as big of a factor after the break. Talk about the defensive approach there.
Well, we just talked about, they played down here last Friday against Cam, and the DeVault kid got in foul trouble, so Philippi had to be a little more offensively minded, and he was 2 of 23 coming into that game from 3, and he hit 3 Friday night, so he kind of found his stroke in this gym. Comes back 72 hours later, and he still had it. And so we just had to help off of him a little bit less, and we didn't really mean to help off of him in the first place. But Easton did a good job with him, keeping him in check and hopefully, making him more of a driver, and then hopefully have some help on the drive too. But he like I said, he's a gamer, he's a good shooter, hard worker. So he got some shots that he kind of made those happen himself just by out of hustle.
You guys hit 10 straight free throws at the end. Cash Emgarten had 4, Trey Peterson had 4, Aiden Flathers had a couple. And they had it to within 5, had a little momentum going. So were you pleased with the way you were able to put it away?
Yeah, I thought we stepped up there. We talked about during the timeout, hey, be the one who wants to get fouled, because that's what they're going to do. And we got to knock these down, and we can't trade nothing for 3 or 1 for 3 or 1 for 2. So stepped up there. I think the book has us for 14 out of 17. If you can do that on a nightly basis, you can keep yourself in games or put games away. So pretty happy with that, and like the way we stepped up there and shot confidence-wise.
Like Trey Peterson has a real big impact on the game, whether he's scoring or not. But when he really got you going in that third quarter, you went up by 14. Talk about the way he's able to make an impact.
Well, he's kind of the floor general out there, and he can kind of say some things out there that they can't hear me, and he can kind of either relay it to them or go ahead and say it without me saying anything. And the guys have kind of gotten a lot better as the years went as far as communicating with each other and being better together out there. But Trey runs the show, and the other guys respond to him pretty well, and he kind of knows where to get the ball to. I mean, he tries to get the ball to Flathers as much as he can as far as in a position to where he can score. And then, we didn't really try to force the ball inside too much against their zone defense, which was a wise thing. We'd like to have had a few more post touches than what we got, but in the end, we were able to get enough outside shots to fall that they had to kind of come out and then had the lead, and then they had to come foul us too. So
it seemed like almost any time when they tried to pressure you, you were able to break it pretty well, and sometimes that even led to some good offensive opportunities. Did it take a while to figure out how to attack that?
Oh, we weren't really. We kind of felt like their half-court trap that they ran was really more for momentum and maintaining pace of the game than it was really turn us over. I don't think we turned it over once against their half-court trap. Hopefully, we didn't get too much off of their press either, but they didn't turn us over. They were just trying to more maintain the momentum in their favor. But in that second half, they picked us up full court then, and we got some things going in the open floor there. I know that was some things that Cam did to them last Friday. With Cam's athletes, they were able to get to open floor, and they made some pretty good plays in the open floor, and that kind of helped us out a little bit too.
Some guys like Easton Nelson and Derek Comas, they may not have had their biggest scoring nights. I guess Derek had some big shots, but made some hustle plays, charges taken, diving after the ball. Give a little credit to those guys and the way they make a difference.
Sure, Easton does a lot of things that don't show up in the scorebook or in the newspaper. Like I said, those charges are huge. The charges get us fired up as a team about as much as anything does. So, Derek with his length and everything, and he's playing with a little more confidence here lately too, and he knocked that shot down right before half. And with his length and his quickness, he can kind of create some havoc for guards. He had that steal down on the wing right in front of our bench there in the first half that certainly helped things out a little bit. So, like I said, they both do a lot of good things for us that don't show up in the scoring column.
All right, Coach, you got to go get a little scouting done here. Cam or IK Manning next?
Yeah, we've seen both of them, so I guess we'll see what happens and get after it tomorrow.